What is the root cause of government? And when I say government, I just mean to say that the group of men who believe that they have a monopoly on the initiation of force over a geographical region. The traditional or most widely held meme or trope about where government arises is because of our innate, corruptible human nature. At our core, they say, we are evil, vile, greedy, and selfish, and that it is this, or these tendencies or traits that give rise spontaneously to government. And so that there is nothing that we can consciously do to alter our environment. There is nothing that we can do to get rid of government, abolish government, and live without it. Now, as an anarchist, I totally reject this vision or this view of human nature. I also reject the idea that human nature generally causes government. The anarchist view that has been popular in recent years is that statism starts at home. All this suggests is that governments come about because of the way that we are all treated in childhood. This was really popularized by Stefan Molyneux, but other people have started discussing this idea as well. And I believe that that is partially true. Whenever we hit children, when we hurt children, and when we cause them problems as they're trying to grow up, it produces violent people. It produces people who are more willing to bow down to authority, who are more willing to become authoritarian figures and repeat the vicious cycle onto their own children. And then, of course, society creates the state as a paternalistic figure to watch over and control the population as if everybody were perpetual children in constant need of discipline. I want to take it a step further. In my mind, the root cause of statism is a lack of emotional connection, a lack of emotional attunement with our primary caregivers and with all subsequent relationships. For instance, as we grow up, and I've mentioned this before in other videos, emotional communication is stifled and our emotions are repressed. We're not free to express emotional content. We are not free to be emotional beings. Of course, this leads to a paradox. Somebody will say, well, isn't statism a result of lack of logical and clear thinking and instead based on emotional volatility? Well, this is the interesting paradox. People are emotionally volatile and don't have any kind of control over their emotions or sense of interpersonal relationships because they have never been allowed to express their emotions, because they haven't ever been given a sense of emotional intelligence. So that's what's led to this. It's not that people lack clear thinking, it's that they don't know how to express their emotions. And whenever their emotional centers in the brain, typically the amygdala, become hijacked, they have no ability to connect with other people and their relationships suffer. And this is why all of our relationships suffer. And we can see this. If we drill down and look at statism under a microscope, we can see this in the politics and the bureaucracy of government. It's an emotional issue at its core. Look at bureaucracy, look at politics. There are no interpersonal interaction. Everything, as Nabokov said, is an administrative detail that leads to bloodshed. Whenever politicians or bureaucrats make the decision to hurt people, they don't feel anything. There's no emotional intelligence, no ability to empathize. They are essentially operating on cold, hard logic. This guy's the bad guy. This guy has done bad. We must kill him and help ourselves. This is their skewed reasoning based on lack of empathy, based on lack of emotional intelligence. So my mission here, based on the relational community and what the compassionate anarchist community is trying to do, is trying to look at these emotional problems in society and work toward healing those. And this does mean, of course, looking at the fact that statism starts at home. But it's not just about trying to prevent parents from hitting their children. It's also about repairing and repairing emotions in children and allowing children to express their emotions. Whenever people have the ability to attune with others and make empathic connections, the chance of violence, or that child may learn violence and authoritarianism, is going to be greatly reduced. But the cool thing about this perspective is that we can initiate these type of emotional connections and connect or attunements in society right now. We can attempt to empathize with people. We can get in touch with our own emotions through mindfulness meditation, through thinking about our triggers, through therapy. There's all kinds of ways that we can work with ourselves and that we can educate other people to get away from rampant emotionality. So in a final statement, the root cause of statism is lack of emotional expression, lack of empathy, and lack of the ability to communicate emotions to others. This is Sterlin. If you think that I provided you with any kind of insight today, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to the Psychological Anarchist YouTube channel right here below. And please, if you resonate with anything that I said, please leave a comment in the discussion box below. Thank you.